everybody, welcome back to Raina Teachings. My name is Camacho and I am the trance channel to a beautiful being named Raina. Together we help you to heal, grow, and expand your consciousness. And tonight is, the subject is on dreams. Why dreams are important to your spiritual growth. But before I get into that, I will ask you to like and subscribe. It helps me to continue to make more videos for you on spiritual subjects that you want to know about. And if you're an Instagram person, go ahead and follow us over on Instagram, where I post things that you will not find here on YouTube. Now that all that's out of the way, let's get into this subject. So I originally did another video on opening your consciousness. I can't remember the video name exactly, but I will link it in the description below. And that was a channeled video, Raina's perspective on how dreams help you to open up your consciousness. But tonight I wanted to talk about this from the perspective of just the human being and also the spiritual teacher. So for years, I have decoded and interpreted students' dreams in classes. Every class, that's the first thing that we do, is interpret dreams. And the reason is your dream state will show you things that you just are not getting in your conscious reality, especially when you are first awakening. It really takes some work with your dreams and learning how to work with your dreams before you begin to be able to pull the messages out of them. So the dream state really is essential to your spiritual growth. In shamanic religions and spiritualities, the dream state is not separated, like daytime and nighttime aren't really separated. So in our culture, a lot of times we separate those two realities. Nighttime is when we go to sleep, and it doesn't really matter what the dreams are. But in old world religions and spiritualities, nighttime was just a different reality, a different way of working with our reality. So when you work with your dreams, you start to blend your nighttime reality with your daytime reality. And let me tell you, it's really exciting when that starts to happen. For years, I had many, many dreams about different spiritual things, but mostly my channeling. And it really started happening as a child. I started having a lot of dreams with what I now call inner spirit teachers that would come to me and speak to me about different things. Had they have told me about my channeling while I was awake at a certain point, I may not have accepted it. And it might have been too scary for me coming from a Western culture that really doesn't honor spirituality in the natural way. So they took years and years of coming through my dreams to really prepare me for that. And I am so beyond grateful that they did that. And when I say they, I'm talking about my higher self and my own inner spirit teachers. So for you, working with your dreams, let's start by writing them down. Waking up every morning and writing them down. And I know some of you are going to say immediately, well, I don't dream. I haven't dreamed in years. That's like saying I don't meditate. I don't see anything when I meditate. It does take some practice, and it takes some just kind of sticking with it. So as you start to delve into different spiritual things, such as meditation, that is going to open up your consciousness, and your dreams will come right back. So anyone who thinks they don't dream, the truth is you're dreaming every night. You're just not remembering them because you're not able to keep conscious memory of them. So there are a lot of different ways to do that. One way is just to tell yourself as you're going to sleep, I will remember my dreams. I've even written it on a piece of paper. I will remember my dreams. And just sticking with it and having the intention and asking for your higher self and your inner spirit teachers to bring you conscious memory of your dreams. It will happen, absolutely. So it's just a skill. It's a skill that can be developed just like anything else. So before I knew I was clairvoyant or anything of that nature, I did not always remember my dreams either. So I would have them periodically, then I would go through a long time without really having any dreams. But I didn't know that it was something that I could really work with on a conscious level. The moment I figured that out, a lot of things changed. So and I was about 12 years old when I started to figure that out. I was actually reading a book about two Navajo Indian twins that were separated at birth. And this was a fictional book, but whoever wrote this book knew what they were talking about. And in the book, the twins would dream about one another, and they would also astrally project in order to visit one another. And I started taking the things in this fiction story that they were talking about and applying them to my night dreams. And lo and behold, a lot of things happened. I had my first astral projection experience, and I started dreaming very regularly, remembering my dreams. And then maybe around 14, I started writing my dreams down. And at that point, had never had any type of spiritual instruction to do so. So moving forward, when I was old enough to take classes and to really develop myself, that was one of the skills that we worked with, was writing down our dreams. So just having the intention of writing the dreams down helps you to remember and helps you to retain even a little bit of it. If you write down a couple of words, that's enough. And then those couple of words will eventually turn into sentences and paragraphs of information that you're receiving. So I also want to speak to those of you that think that dreams don't really matter, or they're just, processing. You're just processing your daytime. To some degree, that might be true. There are recurring themes that happen in the dream state because of what you do every day. So whatever your job is, you're most likely going to dream about your job because you do it every day. Repetitive actions will show up in your dreams, but that doesn't mean the dream doesn't matter. So your dream will show you what you are creating and what you're manifesting in your life. And the idea is, if you don't like what you're seeing in the dreams, then you need to start working with it in some type of a way. I also used to have a dream where I was running away from someone and desperately running away from them. I had this dream in my 20s, and I would be running away from them, really afraid for my life. And I somewhere heard that you needed to turn around and face that person, and that there was something in your life that needed to end. And that was very, very accurate, because I had a job I absolutely hated, and I really needed to get to my spiritual work, and I didn't know how. So the moment I ended that particular job that I was doing, I never had that dream again. And I did have one last one, though, where I turned around and faced the person in my dream. That I didn't do consciously, it just happened. It took a long time for me to be able to know that I was dreaming. So that's another aspect of working with your dreams. There are different techniques that you can use to help yourself wake up in your dream. Once you wake up in your dream and you know that you're dreaming, you can change the dream if you don't like it, or you can find out more about why you're having this dream. So initially you may just be excited that you woke up, and then the dream ends there. But that's okay. Go back into it if you can, like allow yourself to fall back to sleep and just let yourself go back into the dream, or have the intention of, next time I wake up in my dream, I'm going to, figure out what I have to do. So you can guide your dream that way at a certain point. There are also precognitive dreams. I've also had many precognitive dreams, and there isn't really a way to know that you're having a precognitive dream other than to just know that you know. Usually when there's a precognitive dream, meaning you are dreaming something that has not yet happened, you wake up knowing that this is something that you are being shown for a reason. There is nothing to do about it right now. Just write it down again, put it to the side, and when that particular event arises in your life, you're going to remember that you dreamed it. And so sometimes clairvoyance will show itself for the first time in the dream state. Now, this is where your dream state can begin to blend with your daytime reality. So daydreams are another dream state. So a lot of us did this as children. I was such a daydreamer. I could barely stay conscious when I was in school. And Daydreaming is actually very normal. It puts you in the state of right now. And I received a lot of information during those daydreams. So as an adult, we've been pulled out of that. Adults constantly told us to, stop daydreaming, pay attention, so we kind of do that to ourselves. But if you find yourself daydreaming as an adult, just let yourself daydream. Your higher self is trying to get information to you and is blending the dream state with your daytime reality. There are times now where I have to ask myself, was that it? Is that something that happened to me or did I dream it? And it's because my nighttime reality and my daytime reality is very, very blended with all of the spiritual work that I do. And I would not have it be any other way. I know when I dream something that it has significance and importance, and I don't just scoff it off like, oh, well, that was just a dream. Even if I don't know what it's about yet, I will write it down. Or because I also know if I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember it. That's another thing. There are some dreams that we remember because they were so weird or scary or whatever the issue is, but most dreams you're going to forget. So it really is a good idea to write those dreams down. Dream interpretation. I do not suggest going and getting a dream interpretation book. Very few of those interpretations are very accurate, and the reason is everybody is different. So the feeling that you had in your dream is going to be very different from the feeling that somebody else had in their dream. There are some things that kind of tend to be true, like water tends to be about emotion. So clear water has to do with the fluidity and clarity of your emotion, where swampy, dirty, hard to see through water has to do with clouded emotion. I have found that to be a pretty universal truth. After thousands of students coming through different classes of mine, it does tend to always be about emotion in some way. The other thing is interpreting your dreams is an intuitive action. When a student talks to me about their dream, I am intuitively feeling and seeing what the dream is about. And I don't have a way to tell you to do that other than to develop your intuition. So working with your dreams can help you to develop your intuition. And then going and developing your intuition through class, for instance, is another way of then helping you to then interpret your dreams. So having another person interpret our dreams all the time is not necessarily the best thing. You really want to get to where you can interpret them yourself. But if you are taking a class and you have a good spiritual teacher that is capable of interpreting your dreams, it can be a very helpful thing. So I have found in my classes, sometimes what a person shares in their dream state is much more accurate than what they think is going on. And I might remind them, remember that dream you had where da 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 da, whatever it is. And they'll say, oh yeah. So having them talk about their dreams has been really helpful so that I can show them, look, here's this thing that was really like subconscious or unconscious to you, but it came up through your dream state. Now, there are also those of you that have very vivid, crazy dreams all the time. I could never write down all these dreams. Write them down anyway. That's good that you have a really vivid dream state. It means that you're most likely clairvoyant and you're a little more open than the average person. So I would utilize that skill and write down those dreams and start to follow those dreams. So that's another thing. Once you're writing your dreams down, follow the pattern. There will be a pattern that comes up in each dream eventually that you're going to see. So even though the circumstances may change from time to time, you'll see, oh, okay, this all is a pattern and it's showing me something. And that's how you can kind of piece together what your higher self and your inner spirit teachers are trying to show you. You can also ask for messages in dreams. If you want to know something, but you don't find yourself to be very clairvoyant or you just haven't developed that yet, asking your higher self to please, and use this wisely. Don't ask about unimportant things. Ask about things that you really, really want to know that are helpful to the development of your life as a whole. So higher vibrational questions is what I'm saying here. So not, is he going to call me next week? That's not a higher vibrational question. So maybe, am I going to find a right relationship for me? That could be a good question. But things that are really important to your life, I used to ask them to show me what my purpose was because I felt so lost. And they showed me my purpose. It's not always as clear either. They showed me my purpose in a lot of different ways, but I had to follow my dream state in order to understand that. So night dreams, daydreams, lucid dreams are the ones where you wake up in the dream and everything seems very vivid, very colorful, very real, almost more real than this reality. And that is because you have become awakened within the dream state. And again, that can turn into astral projection. That's been my experience, but not always. It's just an opportunity. So the more you work with your meditative reality, the more you work on yourself spiritually, the more these dreams are going to open up. But you can ask spirit to show you different things. And also deceased relatives will tend to come through dreams because you can't hear them otherwise, or you don't know that they're there. So if a deceased relative really needs to get a message to you, or they just want to visit you, know that they will come through your dream state. So if you spent all night hanging out with your dad and your dad is passed, that was a real visitation. It wasn't just a dream. Your dream state is a perfect way for them to come through and to, get to you basically, because your ego is out of the way. So I didn't mention this before, but our egos really block a lot of things. They block our intuition. They block our ability to get messages from spirit during the day unless we really work on it a lot. When you're dreaming, your higher self and spirit can really get past that ego wall that tends to be up when you are conscious during the day. So as you write down the dreams, you can also record your sleep. That's kind of fun. Some people talk in their sleep and they talk their dreams. And sometimes you can get some really good little nuggets out of that, but you will have to sift through it and listen to your nighttime sleep. I suggest doing it on a phone and kind of going through, and anywhere you see like a big line, that means you were most likely talking there. So these are all little tips and techniques that you can use to kind of wake up in your dream. But dreams are very important to your spiritual growth, and you cannot ignore them. So if you are on a spiritual path and you really want to wake up and you really want to experience spirit more, you spend like more than half your life, I believe, sleeping. Allow that to be a conscious space for you. It's like the best meditation that there ever was. So, take the time to work with your dreams and allow yourself to wake up inside of that process. I'm creating this video actually in honor of a dreams class that Raina and I will be doing starting Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. So if you were watching this just before that and this class calls to you, I will link it in the description below so that you can learn more about it. But I will be interpreting dreams in the class, and Raina will be working with all of you in meditation to, she's going to do something where she pulls everybody into a dream together so that they dream together, kind of amplifies the dream process for 6 weeks. So this will be a regular class I'll do a couple of times a year. It's a live class, virtually on Zoom, so you don't have to leave your house if you don't want. And again, I will link it in the description below. If you are coming to this video after that class, after May 11th, just know that it will come up again at another point if you are interested. All right, I hope that was helpful to everybody, and I will see you in the next video.